It's Friday. Everybody should be happy. It's Friday, going live this morning. And going live this morning. And guess what? It's Friday. Most people are happy because it's Friday. And because it's the last day of the work week. But I'm up in my office this morning. You can see that. You know, sporting my Purple Heart hat. It's Purple Heart Friday. I think I'll go hang out with some of my buddies who earned this thing right there. Good morning, Mr. Brown. How you doing? Friday, most people got to go to work. I don't have to go to work. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and get on that treadmill for like 30 or 40 minutes. And after I get on that treadmill, 30 or 40 minutes, I'm going to go back home and figure out what I'm going to do today. I was going to go fishing today, but it's raining. So I'm not going to be able to take out that new that fishing gear that I brought. But something that struck me last night, what I was going to talk about this morning, is seed. I know a lot of people, some people go to church, some people don't go to church. I happen to go to church. I like going to church, but sometimes when we go, we don't listen to what they're really saying. And then sometimes pastors can't break it down enough to put it where the goats can eat it. And what I mean by that, you got to be able to speak in such a manner that people understand what you're talking about. And what I want to talk about this morning, be your life coach on this morning, is seed. Seed. And I thought about this morning talking about seeds. And the Bible says there will always be seed, time, and harvest. Seed, time, and harvest. And what we got to understand is I can't plant an apple seed today and then tomorrow or 5 months from now or 6 months, it produces a tree that produces fruit. It takes time. I think on average, an apple tree doesn't produce fruit after you plant a seed, probably for 5 or 6 years before it produces fruit. So we got to understand there will always be seed, time, and harvest. And some things that'll help us, and maybe, especially in certain ethnic communities, that each seed produces after its own kind. And one of the biggest seeds that we have that produces, and I see on TV, is violence. Violence begets violence, but the violence just wasn't there. No kid is born to be violent. No kid is born to pick up a gun. They just pick up a gun because they seen other people pick up guns. I grew up in the ghetto, and here's the thing. I was prone to violence because I seen other people being violent. A seed produces after its own kind. So here's the thing. By living in an environment that was violent, it made me violent. I'm not getting no help this morning. Yeah, it made me violent. And then, I remember walking to school as a little boy, probably in the third or fourth grade. And every day you had to run the gauntlet on the playground. And there was older guys out there always punching you, hitting you, and taking your lunch money. So guess what? I decided when I was older, guess what? I was going to do the same thing. I was going to punch and kick little children and take their lunch money. It was the environment that we lived in. And it doesn't make a difference. You understand what I'm saying? What you tell somebody, each seed produces after its own kind. Poverty is another. If you pass on poverty to your children, they will be broke. They will be poor out of habit, not because they want to. It's just by default. A seed begets a seed of like kind. Each seed produces a harvest. So I can help the black community right now. If you don't want to be poor, if you don't want to be broke, stop doing poor and broke things off the rep. And guess what? You're not going to get rich working a job. You're not going to get rich working for somebody. And you're not going to get rich by not working. I mean, and we have done the black community such injustice because we think everybody's going to be a football player. Everybody is going to be a basketball player. Everybody's going to be a rapper. And guess what? That's not true. Jay-Z is a 1 in a trillion guy. Not getting no help. Jay-Z is a 1 in a trillion artist. You really got to understand, when I was in high school, and guess what? Some people, I was talking to some of my people yesterday up in Maryland. Do you know back in the day, I used to watch Jay-Z. Jay-Z used to watch us play basketball. He couldn't play basketball, but we used to watch him. In Cambridge, Maryland, Eastern Maryland. Do you understand what I'm saying? Guess what? And he was rapping that jiggity, jiggity, jiggity. And we was like, man, what is this guy talking about? But he kept at it to $1 billion. LeBron James is a 1 in a million. No kid out here is going to have the success that LeBron James has right now, simply because, guess what? LeBron James is a 1 in a trillion athlete. So we have to teach our children, because seed begets seed, poverty begets poverty, riches beget riches. Our Caucasian brothers don't teach their children to be poor. And I can tell you that because guess what? I remember when the first pair of Air Jordans came out, the OG number ones, the shoe cost $65, and my mom ran all over Maryland trying to find a pair of red and black OG number 1 Jordans me at $65. And at that time, that was unprecedented. Nobody had a pair of $65 shoes. But now it's customary for you to buy a $300 pair of Jordans. And you got to have them. And guess what? Parents go out and get them for their children. A child who doesn't work, a child that doesn't even fix his bed, but he got a pair of $300 shoes. The $300 shoes, and you got to have them every year. Let's calculate. $300 pair of shoes every year times 10 is $3,000 at 12%. It's probably like $14,000 in investment. Hey, that's crazy to invest $300 on something that you can't do anything with, and it doesn't appreciate at the time. And I know everybody's talking about how Nike supported Colin Kaepernick, and I believe in the movement that he's talking about, and I'm talking about oppression and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? When they did that, guess what? Nike stock or Nike sales went up 40%. $1 trillion company sales, $1 trillion company had a 40% boost on sales. And we're going into the fourth quarter, which is the best quarter. Nike's probably going to do 60% more than they ever did in the company's history, based off the Colin Kaepernick deal. So here's the thing: seed begets seed, like seed produces after its own kind. So here's the thing: if you want to make some money, first of all, it's never going to come by these 3 things: rapping, playing sports, or whatever, entertainment. No, you got to understand business. You got to go get an education, and you got to be willing to work. See, here's the thing. When I joined the Army, I never thought this would happen right here. Never thought. Never thought that was going to happen. When I joined the Army, people was telling me, hey, why you join the service? Oh, I'm not going in the white man's army. Y'all know how they talk. But let me tell you something. Here's the thing. I had to take a chance. I took a gamble on me, and the gamble paid off. Now, guess what? When most of y'all are going to work this morning, it's 6:34 Texas time. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I don't have nothing to do today. All my bills paid, and we got money in the bank. And guess what? I'm getting that brand new 2018 Land Rover Discovery, black on black. And guess what? Put a suit on today, and I'm going to pick an opportunity that I want instead of have to go to an opportunity that I need. So that's the difference. Today's word: seed begets seed. Watch the seeds that you sow, because they're going to come back and they're going to grow into what you want or may not want them to be. And let's change the way that we think so we can change the way that we be. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have a blessed day. I need to go out and hit this gym. And guess what? I don't like going to the gym, but I don't want to get fat because I want to live a long time, see my kids prosper, see my grandchild prosper. I only got one right now. Hope we have some more. And we'll be back next week doing some things.